back to Live at the Roxy, guys. I'm very excited for our guest today, and I'm glad to see she was grooving along to that song.
That was
Shannon
awesome.
Barney in the house. Yeah.
What's up, guys?
It is awesome, but you want to know something that's a major bummer?
Yes.
So Jake Yacovetta, who put together that video and picked the song and is just such a baller. I'm obsessed with him. He's just creates all these things for me. He put it together and I'm obsessed with it. I love it. I groove to it. Now it feels like the thing that should be playing when I walk into rooms. Mm-hmm. This week we watched the Pride match and that's their intro song.
Are you kidding me?
So I don't even fucking know what to do. Like Jake was like, he's like, nobody said anything. Do you want to change it? And I'm like, no, I don't want to change it.
That's your song.
That's my song. Like, and obviously they had to pick that a long time ago. Like neither of us copied the other person, but that's the jam. So I'm not stoked about it. And I know that at some point I'm going to get that text message from Christian that's like, hey, and I just don't want it. Like, let me have my song.
I want my song.
I know.
So when did you pick it?
Well, I didn't even. Jake picked it a little bit ago, and we've only been playing it now for like a week, so maybe a little longer than that. We could change it, but I just am invested in it now. Good. And I didn't find out until yesterday it's their song, and then it's just like brutal. I will say, Shannon, when I announced that you were coming on the show, the amount of questions that flooded in for you, girl, I think it's because you're a working person who is not streaming live every day like the rest of the internet. And so they don't have as much opportunity to ask you things. But we are flooded with questions for you today.
Oh, goodness.
Like flooded. Of all different types. And I do want to talk Schmoedown with you in general too, obviously. But maybe we can start with a little bit of that. We've had, at least for me, it's been a week, 2 weeks of chaos when it comes to Schmoedown. A lot of ups and downs. Yeah. How are you feeling? What's going on with you?
It's been a lot. Yeah. I've been just on my, like, I feel so bad for Mike. He hates me right now because I'm just on my phone, like reading everything, watching everything, trying to figure out what's going on. Obviously, we've got the Star Wars tournament coming up. We've got the Inner Geekdom tournament coming up. So right now, my focus is Laura Kelly and obviously Mike and Chance. We've been in contact constantly. I'm trying to help them study. We've got a study session going on later on tonight. So I'm trying to not involve myself so much in everyone else's stuff versus just like focusing on my guys, my gal, and getting them ready for these tournaments.
When you say everybody else's stuff, you mean the other managers, other drama. You're just trying to focus on your faction right now.
Yeah, exactly.
How often are you talking to Laura Kelly right now? And this is something that I'm struggling with as a manager. When it comes to these tournaments, specifically IG and Star Wars, it is so hard to be somebody's study buddy. Like I don't have the ability to even know, and I try, but like, I'm Googling and wikiing things. What are you doing to support right now?
Well, see, and I'm not in that world myself either. So it is difficult. So for me, it's organizing the study sessions, getting everyone together, seeing if anyone else wants to participate, and trying to go online and trying to find forums that have good questions. I mean, Mike makes it easy for me. Obviously, he's got his study Bible, so I'll just go in there and read through stuff with him and help him out. Chance comes up with his own things, so I just kind of help him with that. Laura and I are just talking more like promo stuff. I'm just trying to get her confident, feeling good.
How is she feeling?
I think she's good. She's in that space where she's ready to go. She did a tournament for fun, like a trivia tournament. It was just Star Wars the other day, and out of 123 people, she came in first. So that was very nice to hear. That must have been a
confidence boost too.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
It's crazy right now with Star Wars because I traded for Josh Quevedo, who has never played before, and so I'm right now. We have a FaceTime after this actually, but when I don't know him, we can't even meet up right now, but I feel so invested in this person. And it's crazy to me that this league has created something where like, I'm texting him morning, noon, and night. I'm like, how are you doing on this match? What's going on with this match? I don't know him. And he probably thinks I'm psychotic because my very first message to him ever was like, please watch this video and tell me what you get in round one. tell me. And he was like,
it's like,
hi, I'm Josh.
Nice to see you.
And this is when I was thinking about trading for him. So he didn't even know, I'm sure he didn't even know he was on the block to be traded. He was probably like, why is this other manager coming to me and trying to like ask how I do with videos? But I've been psycho about it. But it is so strange right now. Our jobs are very bizarre. And I don't even know what we're doing in the tournament exactly. How are you prepping for that?
Are we sitting in on it? Are we just going to be muted and being able to watch it? Because I certainly, like, with the headphones on, like, I can't hear what's going on. I can sit in the corner here and like watch Mike do his thing, but I can't. I don't know what's happening. So I'm hoping that they're going to bring us in if we're able and willing to, just to kind of sit and listen to things. Because I don't want to. I don't want to not.
No, I believe so. When I asked Christian about it, he did say, I think that we're going to be in the waiting room, so we'll be able to hear, but we won't be on camera. But then that way, if we need to challenge something, that we will be able to do that. But I do think it's hard because with everybody's schedule, I know you're working, I'm working too. And so I didn't know when we needed to submit the times our players could play that we also need to be available for those times.
Right.
So that's going to be challenging and we'll see how that goes. But hopefully so far so good. It's a lot. It's a lot during this time, but thank goodness we have it.
I know. Part of me is like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to deal with it. And then the other part of me is like, this is such great reprieve for everyone. And it's such a nice distraction. And, I see what all the fans write. And some of them are upset because of the format. And some of them are like, oh, it's going to like, how are you going to do promos? How are you going to do this? And I'm like, look, you guys are getting content. Like we could have shut this thing down and been like, yeah, there's risks involved. But I mean, what are you going to do? We're just going to sit here and not do anything for the rest of the year. I mean, we're not getting out of our homes anytime soon. So you have to adapt and overcome and figure out a plan B. And if this is what works in the meantime, so be it. I mean,
it's the best option.
Yeah.
We have crappy options.
Yep.
And this one is the best of the quarantine options. Like, what else are we going to do? Another question for you, manager to manager. How are you dealing with the fact that obviously Star Wars, we're only getting one player. IG, we get two players. Are you telling them to study together? Do they not want to share with each other? Because that's something that I've been kind of struggling with. How do I'm supporting both of them, but how do they support each other? Should they be? What have you done there?
I think it's helpful that they're teammates as it is. So they have that trust and that rapport with each other. Mike and Chance are both very self-motivated. So it doesn't take me pushing them to get them ready to study. Chance is the initiator. He's the enabler of the study sessions. He's so gung-ho, and every day he's like, all right, let's get together. Let's do this. He'll text me. He'll text Mike. I'll get on there, and we have our own little group thread. And like I said, they're just very self-motivated, so it makes it really easy. And because they're already teammates, they can go in and help each other out. So they study on their own. We study together, whether it's text messages or Zoom calls now or whatever we got to do. So they're doing it on their own, and then they're meeting up and mind melding and trying to figure it out together. So it's a good system, and they're having fun doing it. So that's nice.
The fun part, it's like I have to remind myself that all the time and remind them, like, have fun,
guys. I thought they were going to go on a Zoom call for like an hour and maybe like ask a couple questions. Like 3 hours later, I'm already in bed, and Mike's like, holy crap, we were up all night. I was like,
wow,
3 fucking hours just like studying. I'm like, good for you.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking of people who are having fun, I was having a lot of fun last night watching Brandon Hannah.
Ooh.
That was really something. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this was a heel turn of all heel turns if I've ever seen one. He put out a 7-minute video coming after, I would say everyone, but you know who he didn't come after?
Wait, there we go.
Us.
You? Me?
You and me.
Interesting.
So I was here for it. I was here for it. That fist pumping.
Did you watch all 7 minutes of it? I was like,
yeah, damn right I did. I was like, get it, do it. I mean, I do feel, and by the way, I know there's a lot of Action Army in here, and I adore you guys and call to action. And I know that Jake, you were not happy that I was in support of this, but come on. I didn't know he could do that. I didn't know he had it.
I didn't either, honestly. I was very taken aback. I was like, wow, color me impressed. I'm down with this. I like this Brandon Hannah. I like it a lot.
Me too. And I wonder if Kate is going to be really regretting her choice.
I don't know. Kate seems like the
I don't
type
know
of
either.
person who's going to make a decision and she's going to defend it regardless, which I actually really like about her. Even
Yeah,
whether
me
she's
too.
right or wrong or indifferent, she is going to double down on her stance and not make apologies for whatever decision she makes. And I respect that.
I respect it too, and I agree with you. However, if somehow Brandon Hannah is able to take this tourney, if you're his manager that gave him away, you're not going to feel some kind of regret?
Of course. You
I mean,
should.
if he does well in
You
this,
should.
and if I were him right now, and I don't know that he's doing this, and by the way, he could totally flop, and if he does, then that video is not going to make a damn difference. But
Yeah.
if he finds a way to dig inside and like all he's doing right now is study, study, if I were him, I would literally be putting up the biggest middle finger to everybody right now. I would not go outside. I would not pick up any phone calls. The only thing I'm doing is watching and studying because piss off everybody. But I don't know that he's doing that.
We'll see. I'm excited to see what he does because if he can pull this off, it's going to be the greatest IG tournament we've ever seen. And there's nothing better than everyone doubting you and you just being able to go, fuck you. Ha!
That's exactly how I feel.
And so I want him to, I don't want him to beat Mike, but I want him to get as far as him would be great.
That's how I feel. It's like, I want it to be my guys, but if it's not gonna be, then I'm a fan of his. For the first time, I mean, I've always liked the kid, but not the kid. I'm calling him a kid. The kid's a different player. I've always liked him, but I just feel like this made me root for him. When I never have before, because I don't know that his character has been so solidified. So let's see. Jake says it's not Call to Action's fault that nobody wanted to watch the episodes he was on. Is he going to cry on camera for another 7 minutes when he crashes and burns? Ooh, shots fired. Jake, shots fired. Listen, I don't know if he was crying on camera. He was throwing a lot of matches, but I didn't see much crying.
I think he got himself a little motivated there. I don't know. Look, it's all talking to you get in the ring, but I gotta say, as someone whose record is not on the winning side and nowhere close to it, that doesn't mean you can't. You gotta play the game and you gotta talk shit. What's he gonna do? Just cower down? No, it doesn't matter. And that's what's so great about people like Hannah. It doesn't matter where you sit. You're gonna commit to whatever it is that's going on in your brain, and you're gonna continue to talk shit. You're gonna continue to be involved. You're gonna continue to do whatever you gotta do, even if you lose. And that even makes it more fun because it's fun to be a heel and it's fun to be winning and just shoving everyone's nose in your shit. But when you're losing and you're still committed to believing you're the best, it's the greatest.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I'm not too far ahead of you right now. So
we're in the same boat.
I feel that boat very hard. But I also think that those boats are not reflective of our teams or our management. Like, it just is what it is right now. And I'm concerned, but not that concerned because we know we've got a whole year of playing ahead of us.
Yeah. And like, I also feel like our team, like you went the extra mile with your selections, whereas I reached out to people who kind of were unproven. And where I stand is like, they at least show promise. We're not winning. We're not doing great. Mike and Chance are holding this team up. And I understand that. And they all understand that as well. But I love that they're all dedicated. And I love that there's room to grow. It's not like any of my players came out and just like ate shit and put up a terrible showing where you're like, ooh, that's embarrassing. They all have room to grow and they all want to get better. So it's like kind of more a long haul thing for me where I'm like, if I don't win this season, which probably not going to happen, I think these two tournaments are going to turn us around very quickly and you're going to see us shoot up in the rankings. But when it's all said and done, I've got players on my team who are going to study, who are going to get better and better, and they don't have any other pressure on them. They can just do it. You know what I mean? There's no pressure to win because they don't have belts. They're not winning. It doesn't matter. They can just come up and they can put up a best show and hope for the. So
another question to you before we get to a lot of these fan questions, but are you and this is completely breaking down the wall for a second, but
Mhm.
are you concerned like I am about cheating during these Zoom tournaments?
No, I think maybe I'm just more, I don't know. I just I don't think about it because then it ruins it. But I also feel like the people that are playing have integrity. I feel like if they were to be caught cheating, that the ramifications for that would be you're not playing, you're done. You're out of the league and you don't get to participate. And I hope that's what it would be. But I guess I don't. I guess I just see the good in them, and I just don't. I can't imagine someone taking the time and the effort to cheat. Uh,
Yeah.
with all the players that are in the tournaments, I mean,
Yeah, I
some
was
of them
happy when
aren't.
the players were announced because I don't feel like there's people that I'm concerned about, but and I know that
Mhm.
they're gonna take the extra mile to have hands up, so you can't be like typing or doing anything.
Yeah.
It's something that I've thought about, and there are people, obviously, I'm not talking about you and Mike, but like you guys are together in the same room, and there are some other
Mhm.
people, Alex and Molly are together in the same room.
Mhm.
And there are people that are together, or even if it's not with two Schmoedown people, um, one person is Schmoedown, they have a partner or a roommate or whatever.
Sure.
And that makes me so nervous. And I
Uh,
just feel like this is my lesson to everybody. You will eventually be caught because then you're going to have to play again when we're not in quarantine, and it's going to be so sketchy if there's
yeah.
huge degrees of like what. So I just feel like I don't know, it makes me nervous, but I feel like you'd have to be some kind of moron to actually try to do that right now.
Yeah, and also, I mean, everyone's wearing headphones, so it's not like whoever's in the room is hearing the questions being asked. They're not hearing the
Right.
answers being given. So, I mean, I think it kind of solves its own problem, hopefully.
Problem.
And if you get a good view of the room, you're doing the hands up. Like I don't want to be visible because I don't want to just sit there as a manager, like as Mike's
Yeah.
answering questions, just so you can see me and see that I'm not helping him in any way. But at the same time, it's like if I need to just be on screen out in the corner, just for just for not continuity, but just for the sake of
Yeah, for
keeping
people
everything
so people
transparent,
know.
then
Yeah.
that's fine too. But I don't. I mean, you can't hear anything. The only people that can hear are the people that are plugged into their computers listening. So I hope that will eliminate some of the fear of cheating, and I hope that you guys, you trust these pros to not do that, and I hope that the pros have enough integrity to not do that. And like you said, if you do, I mean, you're gonna get caught. There's ways to tell, and you're fucked if you do. So
And I'm
don't.
not trying to be dramatic, but how do you sleep at night after
Yeah.
that? Again, not trying to be dramatic, but how do you sleep at night?
but drama.
So
Yeah,
much
and it's
drama.
because no, and I don't know. I couldn't even tell you like if who. Oh, sorry, Indy. I don't. Who would cheat? Like, what's the point? And you got 15 seconds to make it happen, to pull off whatever you're gonna do to cheat. It's not like you have that much time to answer questions and you don't know where they're coming from. So it's not like you can be like, oh, hold on, let me pull up my spreadsheet on, this.
Yeah.
You the answers aren't just immediately available to you. So I don't know.
You're not too concerned.
I'm
Uh,
not concerned.
Glenn says, since Larry Lease isn't here yet, hit that like button, that thumbs up. Appreciate that, Glenn. I love when you guys pimp out my stream, as you know. Paul Denuzio said, Brandon can believe anything he wants. My response video got more views in a few hours than his episode of Chill to Action. Who's relevant? Uh, PLD, I didn't see your response video, but I can't
Oh,
wait to
I
check.
watched it.
Oh, really?
He
How
came
was
in
it?
hot. He came in hot.
Good.
He's gonna be writing promos for some of these new people.
But that's the thing. Like, I'm loving even Janine's response on the wall. I loved that too.
Oh
I
yeah.
This has nothing to do with me, so I'm all in on it.
Oh
Like
yeah. I'm
throw
too.
grenades at each other. I love
Yep.
to watch shit burn.
Ah,
Sitting over
go
here,
on,
just
guys.
like
Do your thing. it's not me.
so
I don't give
good.
a shit.
So good. I have to watch that the response video though, and
It's
I
funny.
will. Garth
It's
says
funny.
Hannah will get traded more than Claudia Dolph. Do you think that
Oh,
I know? Do you think that that's true though? Do you think
we'll
he's going to get
see.
traded again?
I
If he
think he
doesn't
already
do well, how can you? We're past. No, the trade
trade
deadline is
deadline's
what
not
in
till August.
August. Yeah.
So he's got time.
If I will say if Robert Meyer Burnett has if Hannah doesn't do well, if you're Robert Meyer Burnett, you kind of do have to trade him. And maybe not, but if he doesn't, if he gets out in the first round, what's he on your team for? He's got to perform.
It's a lot of pressure. He's in a very, very high stakes, high pressure situation. I do not envy where he's at. I don't see him crapping the bed. I think he's taken his losses. He's in a different state of mind right now. That little bit of crazy, get your gears turning, and you pull off shit that's just miraculous. We'll see.
I love that crazy place. I live there.
It's so fun. It's the best place. Just a little hint of crazy.
A little hint. Weston says maybe the tech wizard can play Paul's response on screen, maybe without blocking the queen, unless she's okay with it because she's scary.
I don't care. You can block me out. Go for it.
I could probably figure it out at some point, but then like when you play the same thing that's also a YouTube video somewhere else, you get in trouble and it messes things up. So I don't want to get any flags or anything. And also I'm not that good with tech stuff, so I'll just watch it afterwards probably. Billy Belford said, Paul, weren't you on that episode of Chill? I don't know. I'm liking this inner turmoil between you guys, though. The fight continues. Let's go over to the Patreon and see what questions are coming in from the patrons for Shannon. This is a cool one from Maddie B. He says, what was it like being on Nathan For You? So completely changing topics.
That fucking show. Nathan For You. That's like my only claim to fame, and it's so stupid.
Why is it stupid?
I can't say stupid because it got me my SAG card. So like I'm glad I did it. Someone had got booked for this project, and I guess last minute they canceled. So I did an audition for it, but it's a show on Nathan For You, a show on Comedy Central called Nathan For You with Nathan Felder. I can never pronounce it, but he's just like this weird, like Canadian, like very dry, sarcastic, weird sense of humor. And
it was like Ali G, right? Where people didn't know they were on the show.
Yeah. Exactly. So they called me, and the breakdown was just like, large-chested woman. And I was like, well,
that's you, baby. That's me. You.
I fit the bill. And they called me, and they're like, hey, can you come up to like, I don't know if it was like Castaic or something. It was way up north. And I was like, I'm not doing anything. Let's do it. And I had never seen the show. I didn't know what it was about. So I was like, yeah, I'm down. It's a booking. I'll take it. So I get there, and we drive out, and I'm just like the girl in the jewelry store. And so they're playing a prank on their security guard his name's Simon. And I guess his whole thing is like, he's obsessed with like women with big boobs. So I just go into the jewelry store, and he's just like, oh, wow. Oh, who's that? You know, but I didn't realize it was going to be all his commentary. So like, don't really like acknowledge him. Just kind of go in, do some shopping. You'll talk to the owner. And, then you just walk out. I'm like, okay, cool, easy enough. So it wasn't scripted. It wasn't anything. They hooked up my mic, and I was just like, hey, how's it going? And kind of, was dicking around in the store. And I was like, okay, well, thank you so much. And as I walked out, I was like, okay, bye, have a nice day, thank you. And he's like, hey, you too. And then I didn't do anything else after that. And they were like, okay, thank you so much, you can go now. And I was like, but Crafty, like, am I going to get lunch? And they're like, no, because if you stay, then he's going to realize you're part of the show. So you got to, and I was like, oh, okay. And that's when I realized, he's not in on this. He doesn't know what's going on. So I was like, cool. So I just left, and then I didn't hear anything about it. I never watched it. And then someone on Facebook a couple years ago was like, this is you on Nathan For You, right? And I was like, oh shit, it aired. It was like the season 2 series or season finale. And I watched it, and all it was just him commenting on my tits. And I was like, cool, this was fun. This is really great.
And you had no idea.
I had no idea. I had no idea what it would be. I'd never seen the show before, but it was funny, and like, it was just dumb. And like I said, it got me my SAG card, so I don't regret doing it.
Did you know when you were going up there it was going to get you your SAG card?
No, I didn't know that. I was in like one of the tents just waiting. I just thought I was an extra. Yeah. And I kind of was. You can hear me on the mic, you can only hear me saying like hello or thank you so much. And it's just like a glance at me really quick. It's not like I had a full scene with him anyway. But then they gave me Taft-Hartley paperwork, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. Because I was doing so much background work trying to get the vouchers so I could get into SAG. And then all that work I was doing, and they Taft-Hartley'd me, and I was like, sweet action. But I didn't know that was going to happen. So it was really cool. But it was fun. Everyone was super cool. Nathan's really, really chill.
I feel like you would do it again, though, then, even if it was that same thing to Taft-Hartley yourself. Duh.
Yeah. Yeah. And if Nathan For You ever called me back and was like, hey, Big Boobs Part 2, I'd be like, let's go, I'm down. I mean,
Let's
they were all
go.
very chill. Yeah.
Maybe I was born this way.
That's right. That's what you get.
Okay,
You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit.
This is a question that's coming in from somebody who doesn't want their name read.
Oh.
So they said, please don't read my name for this. But first off, thank you for all that you do to help addicts. I'm going on 7 years clean. And while I don't need methadone, getting help was really hard. For my question, okay, so the question is completely unrelated, but I'm appreciative that they shared that.
Yeah.
For my question, what level of heal is too much and crosses the line? With the crazy crossover between fantasy and reality, do people ever personally attack you based on your character?
First of all, congratulations on your sobriety. It's the hardest thing you'll ever do in your life, but it's also the most rewarding. And it never stops. It's work every single day, and it's a decision every single day. And that is impressive what you've done. Keep up the good work and just keep looking forward. And if for whatever reason you ever do fall back, you can't judge yourself. You just got to get back on the horse and keep trying. It's what I deal with every day. And,
yeah, we were talking about this before the show went up. I mean, I'm completely with you. Like, holy shit. Holy shit, is that
I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, and I commend you for your commitment and holding yourself accountable to stay sober. So congratulations to you.
Miss Movies congratulates you as well. So happy to have you in here.
It's crazy. It's very impressive. And
I
very
see the
difficult.
dark shadow behind you.
Oh, God.
What? What do you want from us? What you want? What?
We were having a moment.
Wait, what is he?
Very serious.
He looks like he's a Shakespearean actor right now.
Hashtag robe life. This is what we do. We don't wear
Are you
clothes.
in a robe? What? All right. Anyway, oh my God, gonna turn. Mikey Christmas, everybody.
There
what do you call him?
Just Mike. We're Juicy.
Mike.
He's my Juicy.
What's happening? Oh my God, the leg.
You don't even want to know.
I don't know.
Welcome to my life.
It's your whole world.
What I deal with day in and day out.
But okay, so about question.
I'm new to this, and in my mind, there is no line. The line is communicating with the people that you work with beforehand to understand that line and to not cross it. Because everyone's line is different. Some people can handle a lot of shit talk, and they can get personal, and they're able to shrug it off. Other people don't like it so much, and you have to be very careful about what you say, or you just kind of exclude them from that portion of it. But for me, I mean, anything goes. If it's in character, if it's in context of what you're doing, if you're on the mic, if you're doing your promo, if you're doing something, you know what I mean? But outside of the cameras rolling, you gotta know how to drop it too. If you put lines and you put parameters, it's the same with people who do stand-up comedy. If you put parameters on it, it's not as productive, it's not as fun, it's not as meaningful, it's not as entertaining. So I don't like to put lines on myself, but what I will do is if I am interacting with someone that I haven't interacted with before, especially I know I did it with you and a bunch of the fabulous ladies of the Schmoedown. I did clear myself with them first before ever coming on stage, asking what are your boundaries.
I'm curious what the responses were to that. I obviously know what I responded, but did you get some mixed responses like "please don't come for me" or anything?
No. Everyone that I reached out to was very chill. They're like, it's a show. Let's do it. Like, come at me and I'll come at you back and we'll have fun with it. Everyone was appreciative that I did it, which was great. And I wouldn't have gone out there if I did not. I feel like women are a little different. Like people like John Roca, I know him personally. And he and I had some crazy exchanges before I was officially even a part of it as I was testing the waters. And he came at me and I came at him. And it was like, there were fans even commenting, like, I don't know if people should like interact with the pros like this. And I'm like, no, like I would not have said any of those things to John Roca when he and I were going back and forth in that Facebook group if I felt like he couldn't handle it, or if he had said something to me that I was like, nope, I'm done. And we talked afterwards, but I didn't warn him that I was doing that. There are some people you gotta be like, hey, I'm coming for you. And you can do that behind the scenes, but it takes away.
I'm shocked to hear that because to me, he's somebody you have to warn.
Yeah.
But you guys have a different relationship.
Yeah. And Mike doesn't really warn, like they don't warn each other. Like Mike and Roca are not in the wings saying, hey, I'm going to do this to you. Get ready. when they fire off at each other, it's just them going at it. And then when they're done, the first thing they do is text each other and laugh.
Yeah.
So I felt comfortable enough with John, and I think I actually did probably piss him off a little bit because I don't think he wasn't expecting it. But he knows that I love him and I respect the shit out of him. And him and Mike are such good friends. I would never ever say or do anything, you know what I mean? And he's just such a good heel, and he's so good at his like shit talk that I was like, if I'm gonna come at him, I better come at him with all I got. Otherwise, it's not worth it. But there are people that you don't do that with. But everyone that I talk to has been very, very cool about everything. I haven't had any problems with my crowd. You know what I mean? The song that we did, I didn't clear that with anyone. I just did it because the element of surprise is what makes it fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you've done a really good job of clearing things with people, making your presence known, and still being badass. I think you've handled it legitimately perfectly.
Thank you. Yeah, it's clearing the air before I started to get that. You know what I mean?
Because then everybody knew what your intentions were.
Yeah, exactly. If I had come in and I had never, introduced myself or been officially integrated into the Schmoedown, and I did some of the stuff that I did and said some of the stuff that I said, I'd probably get a little more shit for it, or at least a little more. You know what I mean? I love everyone and respect everyone too much to not when it's me coming at you, it's nothing but me being an asshole and just being an idiot. It's just for fun. So
yeah. More questions. Weston says, from one human deemed by the government as essential to another, big props to the queen of corruption and Wildberry tears. I love that your guys' comments never have anything to do with your question. The question is, what is your dream career?
Oh, that's so weird. Okay. My dream career.
It's like they're building you up for something, and then it's like,
I'm getting all nervous, and they're like, what do you want to do with your life? Oh, that's okay. No, acting would be ideal. I would love to have an actual working career in this industry. It's very
TV,
difficult.
movies, theater. Where's your heart?
TV, everywhere. Movies. I'm not really a theater person. I didn't grow up in it, and I appreciate it. But I would love to be a series regular on a TV show or have some great movies that you can go watch in theaters. Like I'm not established in the field. I'm not as picky about what I want from it, if that makes sense. I don't feel like I haven't established the clout to just be like, this is what I want to do, and I'm not going to negotiate. You know what I mean? It's like right now I'll take whatever I can get within reason. It's fun to do. I like auditioning. I like the camera. That would be if I could pay my bills off of that and not necessarily be like some A-list celebrity. Then yeah, like I'm all about it. What is this? Oh God.
I think Mike and Shannon doing a romantic comedy would be great. I think that'd be so fun. I
like
that
life
suggestion.
Is a romantic comedy and also a horror show all at once. It's great.
You go, what is this? Oh God. More questions. Douglas Emmett says, hey, Shannon, I just want to say thank you for being a nurse and helping save lives during this time. And also, I love your work in the Schmoedown. There is never a boring moment when the queen is around. My question is, after quarantine, completely unrelated. My question is, after quarantine is over, if you could travel anywhere, where would you like to go?
Ooh. I want to go to St. John. I haven't been there yet. My dad and all his side of the family, they're all East Coasters. They're all from Rhode Island. And they go every single year. And I have not been able to go on this trip with them yet. So
here, it is far.
Yeah, it's far, but it's so worth it. I just want to go to the Soggy Dollar and have a painkiller and just sit on a beach and just enjoy my time.
Chilling.
Just canning, chilling, drinking. That's all I want. That's where I would go.
I don't know how far away we are from being able to travel, but please let that come quickly. I was talking to my sister this morning and she was like, I want to go to Barcelona with you. And I was like, oh, that sounds so good. I'll talk to you in 2022. Like, when are we going to go? Yeah. Garth says, Shannon, thank you for all your hard work in healthcare. I have numerous potentially fatal diseases. And when I was 16 years old, back in 1984, doctors gave me 3 to 6 years to live, but I survived on and turned 52 years old in April. Oh my God, Garth, I didn't know that. Wow. He says, my question is, okay, so this is related. My question is, in your work, what has been the greatest and most inspirational patient recovery or survival story you've been a part of? I don't know if you're completely able to share, but anything you can talk about. And also Garth, just hugging you and congrats to you.
I know. That's incredible. I don't, it's gonna sound bad, but like in my field of work, between assisted living and working in a methadone clinic, it's not exactly a place of healing and restoration and success. I mean, I worked in an Alzheimer's and dementia unit, so most of those, experiences they like they're not great.
I do feel like when we were talking before, and I hope you don't mind I share this, but you were saying there's some patients that never come back to you, and I feel like that's the inspirational part when
This is true.
when they come to you and then you never see them again. That's inspiring.
Yeah, that doesn't happen often. But when it does, it makes me really, really happy. Or to see someone in my clinic who is, on a steady decrease of their methadone, in an effort to get off, and they do it. Like, even if they have to come back, when they get down to those last few milligrams and it's their last day dosing, and they've done it because they've been on, 150 milligrams, and now they're down to 0 within a few months, I give them a nice round of applause, and I'm like, don't ever come back here again. I don't want to see your face. So it's good to see people get clean and stay clean. And like I said, it doesn't happen often. So when it does, okay. So here's one. I did have a patient who was homeless, and I'd see him all the time on the side of the road playing his guitar, very just gaunt, and just, he looked like he was on his last legs. And he had been on the methadone clinic for, since probably the 80s, I would assume. And he disappeared one day, and I hadn't seen it. He always brought in like a pet squirrel. He had found a squirrel in the park, and he would keep it up his sleeve. And you can't have pets at the window, but he would walk up, and he just have this little squirrel that he was training and raising. And one day he just disappeared, and I hadn't seen him in almost 2 years. And I heard a voice maybe a month ago or 2 months ago in our clinic, and I knew exactly who it was. And everyone was just freaking out. So they're like, hey, so-and-so wants to come back and say hi. And I was like, I knew who it was. And I was like, what is he doing back here? I haven't seen him forever. And he came back, and he looked like a man who had eaten a meal. Like, his face was full. He looked like a completely different person. Like, the only reason I recognized him was his voice, because he had such a distinct voice. And he walked back, and he just started talking to me, and I started bawling. And I was just like, oh my God, you look so good. And I just cried and cried and cried.
No way.
Was like, she's like, I think you're a little too involved with you. And I'm like, no, this is what it needs to be. This is what it should be. And this is it's not what it is ever. So to see this, and to see this turnaround, and to see this man clean himself up, he was in jail, and that's how he got clean.
No way.
But regardless, he looked good.
That
he was
happens
healthy. He wasn't using. He was getting his meals. He was healthy. He looked great. And I haven't seen him since. He came in to say hi to everyone, and that was it. So for my current work experience, that has to be the best thing I had seen, because I never, ever would have imagined that this person would be anything more than like a walking skeleton.
That's a pretty great story.
Yeah.
Going into the super chat, F James 72. Just want to say Mikey 3 Belts is still in place. I do COVID-19 decons for FDA facilities like Canaries fought the food industries. I respect what you do.
For the food industries?
What is COVID-19 decons?
I don't know what decons is. F James, what is that? I get, you're saying for canneries for the food industries, right?
Oh, canneries.
I think that's what he means. I'm not familiar with that particular line of work, but
keep us posted,
if you
friend.
care to expand upon
keep
that,
us posted.
love to hear. Yeah.
So many more questions. Let's get to some of these. Alias says, I see a lot of people say the MTS is supportive of women. Do you agree, or do you feel more could be done to support women players and managers?
It's a great question. I feel like the movie trivia Schmoedown is very focused on women and developing and bringing women in and trying to put their stories forward. I think that obviously this is just a male dominant, like most sports and most things, like everything's just male dominant. It's just kind of the way of the world. And we've had some incredible breakthroughs from the names you all know and love, Rachel Cushing and Clark Wolf and Janine, and all these women who are stepping up and turning this game around and making a name for themselves. And they're legends in all their own rights. sometimes it's difficult because you want to put these women's stories forward, and if they don't win a match, it no matter how well they do, it takes away from that push that you're trying to give them or that push you want them to have. I feel like the women do very well at getting over with the fans, which is great. Whether it's a love or hate of the women, which I think you and I can both attest to, Roxy. It's
yeah, totally.
Oh yeah, yeah. But
yeah.
we do the best we can. It's difficult there, and I will say, like, even scouting people out, there's not a lot of hardcore female competitors that can stand against the Dan Merles and the Rokas and the like. They're just, I haven't seen them, or the ones that I have seen, they're not really eligible to play because they don't live anywhere near here, and it's hard to get them on board. So I think the talent's out there. I think it's just hard to it's difficult to harvest it.
For the draft, I remember I felt both very excited that you were going after so many women and nervous that you were doing that. I only drafted one woman, Stacey Howard, and I feel bad about that because I do think of myself as a champion of women, but it's really hard when we're in a league where you have to compete. It's not just about character, it's also about competition. And there have been people who have been able to be incredible. I'm hoping, honestly, regardless of the rivalry, I'm hoping Sabrina comes in and really makes a name for herself because of all the hype around it. I root for every single woman in this league.
I do too. I do. And it's interesting because I feel like not that there's a double standard on purpose, but again, it's just the way the world works. I think it's harder for women, especially on the heel side, to come in and just throw it all out there because I do believe that they get judged more harshly. Now, the guys take a lot of shit, don't get me wrong. Some of the comments that I read about the guys, Mike included, and other of the male competitors, it gets rough. It gets tough to read, where I'm like, if you knew these people, it'd be very, and again, because it's so hard to decipher online from fans anyway, like who's playing along in the kayfabe realm versus like who's just an asshole, or not even an asshole, who's just trolling and who just doesn't see that these are still people you're talking about, and you don't have any relationship with them to come in and say these things. You're well within your right to do so, but I'm saying it gets interpreted differently because you don't have that rapport like some of the fans do with us. But I think with women just in general, how we're judged, it's very hard to come in. So like I've struggled with some of like the character work with some of my amazing female competitors because it's hard. They want to win. And then if they don't win, everyone's like, well, that was just like hot air, like whatever. So to add these really strong characters on top, I think it's a weird, delicate kind of mix where, and I'm not putting words in their mouths, they just may have not been in the mood to fucking come in and go high and to the right like I do.
Yeah, or like you totally get that. Yeah.
But it's like, do they come in and do all this? And then everyone's like, well, who's that bitch? You know what I mean? Because I no matter what platform you're on, women receive commentary differently than men. And
I don't even know though if it's harder to be a heel or a face as a woman, because like you see, I mean, Rachel Cushing is one of the best faces of all time, yet she got annihilated in comments sometimes, and she's one of the best players ever. So it's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. I think that the Schmoedown does an amazing job of trying to include women though, and I think you know this firsthand. I know this firsthand. I mean, Christian begs us to compete.
Yes.
He is desperate for us to not desperate, but he wants that so bad, and he's always looking for the next best woman in the Schmoedown, the next best talent in the Schmoedown. But I do see in here, Brienne and a couple of people have mentioned about the question writers, more women writers for the shows. I think when she says women writers for the show, I think she's talking about for questions. And I do think that that's something we're definitely working on, because it's not just women. I know I've definitely heard like Winston and Jay talk about this as well, that they would like diversity in questions in terms of, people have even talked about adding a wheel slice. I think Winston pitched this, like a black wheel slice.
Yeah. Or I'm all about it. I think they should.
I think that Christian has said it's hard to just like, what makes a black wheel slice? How do you identify like what is a black movie? And I think that there's definitely like thin lines here, and we'd have to really work on it. But I agree. And I think Christian agrees as well. women writing questions, diversity in the questions. All of that's important. I think we're moving in that direction right now.
Yeah. And there's so many categories that have such a vague, what's the word I'm looking for? What
definition
what fits into it? Yeah, such a big definition of what fits into that like modern classics or what have you. It's like for Black movies,
for
I
new
feel
release.
Like, for me, it's like pretty obvious. Some of the like, and I Love and Basketball.
The best.
Fucking great movie.
It's one of my favorite movies ever.
That's a Black people movie.
But it's also like if the majority of the cast is Black, or if the lead is Black, or if the director is Black, the writers. Yeah. I think I'm pretty clear on it too, but I understand that it's a little more. I pitched them. I wanted to have a Jewish wheel slice, but
that's just like every movie, isn't it? I'm just kidding.
I wish. People think that Hollywood's so Jewish, but I don't know. I still get anti-Semitic remarks everywhere I fricking go. So you're again, everybody's
you're damned
got
if you
something.
do, and you're damned if you don't.
Do, damned if you don't.
So do.
Be you.
Err on the side of just do.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter.
It's like Nike, just do it.
And more ladies, if there are any ladies out there who want to participate in the Schmoedown and who want to do this and who can pull off a great character, who can actually answer the questions, who's great competitively, whatever, like, don't be shy. Like, we need you and we want you. And like you said,
we're
Roxy,
looking for you every day.
Is absolutely advocating for really strong female competitors. And I am too. I think I have the most women on my faction. It was a very concerted effort to do that.
You did an amazing job with it. It's tough.
Whether that works out next season or not, it's gonna change. It's gonna vary. And I hope that more not just female managers but male managers too. But again, it's hard because look who has the belt. It's all the men. And the records, the winning records.
I've got one.
You know. Yeah, you
I've got one on my team.
Yeah, you do.
But a man's wearing it.
Anyway, I think if you can do it, or if you even want to do it, get in those fan leagues, do what you got to do, reach out, don't be shy. We need you. We want you.
But and it's I've said this out loud, but before I went after Jericho, I went after Molly Damon and she turned me down. And then after her, I went after Sabrina and she turned me down. So I'm trying here. I'm fighting for the women too, but like they both went with men.
You know what? Sabrina
I'm not
wanted
throwing
to be a part
shade
of
at
the
all,
boys
but
club.
that's what happened. Like,
Sabrina chose the boys club, and I reached out to her too. I didn't pitch her very, very hard because I was quite certain she was going to go with Swagger the Den. So good on her for pulling the surprise upset on everyone. I think that was very clever of her. I didn't pitch her hard. I didn't feel confident from the beginning, thinking that she would go with me. But I loved the idea of teaming her up with another strong, like, Latina personality. And I was like, you and Claudia. I know Claudia's lost, but maybe with you helping her, you could pull a win out of her. And the two of you guys together it would be great for the show. It would be great optically. It would be great competitively. I think they would have complemented each other. And
I talked about teaming her with Stacy. I did very similar
that would have
to
been
you.
fun too.
It would have been amazing. But you know, she made her bed. Let's watch her lie in it.
No hard feelings.
PC says, loving this girls supporting girls. I once was told whatever bro Roxy is not going to shag you. What? Whatever bro, she is not going to shag you because I was defending her. LOL. Wow. Oh, you defended me and somebody said that I wasn't going to shag you? That's amazing. The word shag for the win. Like, we don't use that enough.
I know.
Let's go shag, baby. Groovy.
Hey, Mike. No, I'm just kidding. You want to go shag? He's outside. He's like, fuck you.
Going into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Glenn Caesar says, hello, Roxy and Shannon. Happy Sunday. Thanks for joining Roxy and virtually hanging out with us today, Shannon. Salute to you for all that you do as a nurse. Besides MTS, what do you like to do for fun when you aren't working? Do you have any games, music, books that you love?
I wish I were more fun. This is the point in the show where you all get very disappointed. Because my life outside of work and now doing the Schmoedown stuff is not very exciting. I do a lot of this in my spare time.
Is it a mimosa?
Yeah, it's a pineapple coconut mimosa.
Yum.
Yeah, it's very delicious. On my weekends off, I just recharge. I have myself a nice little cocktail. I'll watch movies if Mike is watching something. I practice my ukulele. I taught myself.
I love that. I love that you're doing that.
Yeah, that's really like I'm terrible. I should read more. But I like dumb shit. I don't like, my mind is constantly working all day from 5:45 to 2:30, and then
you want to turn off.
I have 4 days every month to not have my alarm set for 4:45 in the morning. So I just shut down. I'm a hermit. I like to just relax. If I'm in the mood to practice my ukulele, I'll try to practice that. I I do like writing parody lyrics. It's really fun for me. I did and I'll send you guys on a YouTube scavenger hunt. It's actually quite embarrassing, but it was really, really fun when I did it. There is a music video out there that my best friend and I created, and we did a parody to a Selena Gomez song, like maybe back in like 2013.
No way.
And she had
Who's your best friend? Do we know her?
Her name is Sarah Hoots, or Elizabeth.
Oh
Hoots.
the
She's a headshot photographer. She's the most amazing person in the world. Her daughter just turned 3 this weekend, and she's the sweetest. But anyway, she had this idea that she wanted to do this music parody, and just for fun. We had never, because everyone's like, create your own content. Create your own content. And I'm like, I'm not a writer. I'm not a director. I don't do this kind of stuff. Like, you tell me what to do, and I'll fucking do it. But just to throw me in there, it's the same with like dance. It's like, if you ask me to freestyle, I'll look like an asshole. But if you give me choreography, I'll do it. You know what I mean? I've always been one that's like, give me a task and I'll take care of it. But anyway, she's like, I want to do this video to this song, and I just want to make it all like just fun. And I was like, well, create your own content. Let's do it. So we got drunk in her house, and maybe within an hour, I came up with all the lyrics. And we wrote them down. We made a call sheet. We hired our acting people from our acting class to come in and help us out with it. We produced it, directed it, went through the whole thing. We hired a DP, and we put this music video out. And it's so dumb. And we were not trying to sound beautiful while we were singing it, but we went into her husband works for Sirius XM Radio. He has his a talk show or a morning show, like a dude show. It's called the Covino and Rich Show.
I love Covino and Rich. I know them.
They're good people. So their producer Spot let us come into the Sirius XM studios and actually record the soundtrack. So it was really, really fun. And it's just dumb, stupid. But if you can find it,
I'm hoping they find it so we can put a link up.
It's so bad. It's so bad. But it was just, we were so proud of it. And we had this Christmas party at her house that we hosted with all of our acting class friends. And I think we stayed up just until the morning light. We were sitting on a rooftop, just singing, drinking mead wine at 5 o'clock in the morning, just shit housed and just being ridiculous. And we were so proud. We debuted our music video, and it was the best thing we'd ever done. And like I said, it's
best though. Why not?
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. But if you can find it, I don't know what I'll give you. I got to come up with a prize or something. But it's just so
shout out. I love that. You guys have to find it so I can see it. I need that now. Weston in here says, so Roxy, what inspired you to make that poll about being rude on your Twitter yesterday? Did it have anything to do with budding Bond villain, not man? That's what they are calling Brandon Hanna instead of Hitman, not man. Honestly, I can't compute the idea of you being a heel, but perhaps you and Queen can show him how. You can't compute the idea of me being a heel. It's interesting. I've rocked the tweener thing for a while. I'm for sure a heel, but I'm not heel Shannon heel. I do this you don't know what you're gonna get from me heel thing. That I very much so enjoy.
You bob and weave, and I like it.
I do. I do a bob weave. I'm a wild card for sure. But the rude thing, I was just thinking about it because I was watching, I don't even remember what show I was watching, but I was like, the rudest thing you could do is invite somebody into your home and then be mean to them. And then I was like, is that the rudest thing you could do? Or is it more rude to go to somebody's house and be mean to them? And so I was just sitting here, I'm isolated by myself. So I'm sitting, I come up with these questions. My thoughts go all the time. And so what do I do with my thoughts? I bring them on this show or I put them on Twitter. So I was like, what's ruder? And it was interesting to see people were arguing back and forth about which thing's ruder. What do you think? Is it ruder to invite somebody into your home and be rude? Or is it ruder to go to somebody's house and be rude to them there?
I voted it's ruder to go to someone's house and be rude. Unless it's someone you're on your best behavior.
Yeah.
You're not yourself when you go to someone's house that you don't know.
I think if they invite you over too. I think that's it too.
I mean, it's think about it. If you invite someone into your house, well, I mean, part of it is like, don't invite someone into your house if you're not willing to host them.
But it's more
But
like
if
they could
something
just
changes or if they
leave.
do something, yeah, you can kick them the fuck out of your house.
Yeah.
Goodbye. There's the
Yeah.
door. You know what I mean? And that it's asserting your power in your own home versus you going into someone else's house. You don't have the power. You don't have the authority there. So how dare you disrespect someone in their own home?
Yeah.
Like, that's fucked up.
That is fucked up. I mean, they're both fucked up. Don't do either. They're both fucked up. But it was interesting how many people were voting for the other one. And I was like, wow.
See, look at you doing like all this thought-provoking stuff. I was like, what's better? Like Twix or
I think everything
bars. Those are the polls I do. I don't care.
Everything is thought-provoking right now. Everything. Like literally, I will see something across the room. Like I will see a piece of dust and I'm like, how did that dust get here? What planet are we living on? What legitimately everything is blowing my mind right now. I'm one with the earth and the earth is with me. Speaking of mind-blowing things, your ukulele. What got you into the ukulele, says PC?
I am a tropical loving, beachy fucking give me all things Beach Boys, Jimmy Buffett, fucking tropical paradises, pina coladas all day long. I
love that. I love that.
Bored and I didn't have a hobby. I didn't have anything that was making me better at anything. And I have always been very, very, very into music. And I grew up in like choir. So I used to sing. I used to do all this stuff. But I never picked up an instrument. And it's one of my biggest regrets because if I had done so, maybe I could be good at something. I don't know. But I was like, I want to try something, and I need something to exercise my brain. So what am I going to do? So I looked online and I said, okay, what are the easiest instruments for adults to learn? And a couple of things that were listed were like the piano.
When was this?
This was August of 2017, I believe. Yeah, 2017 in August. And so the piano came up, and like I don't play piano, and I'm not going to buy one because those are expensive. Yeah. And the harmonica came up, and I was like, I don't know how on earth that's an easy instrument for an adult to learn.
No, that sounds really not easy.
I love the harmonica, but I was like, I don't know if I could do that. And I always wanted to play guitar, but I never got into it. So I was like, well, the ukulele is like a miniature version of the guitar, and I love miniature things. And I was like, let's do this. Let's try it. So I just went out and bought one, and I just went on YouTube and started looking up chords and looking up things to play. And like I said, I had kind of a music background, so I can read it. Generally speaking, not obviously as skilled as I used to be when I was doing it all the time, but I have a baseline for it. So I was like, okay, let me just kind of figure this out. And then I started playing, and it was really fun. And I don't take it seriously. I don't practice as much as I should. I want to get lessons so I can actually be proficient. But, you know, when the mood strikes me, I just get on there and I'll go online and look up a song and I'll learn it. And that's where I'm
so
at.
Jealous. I want to learn something so bad.
It's so fun. It's just it's so
begging
good for your
Ben
brain.
to teach me guitar. I want to learn guitar so bad.
I do. It's so hard, and you know it's so funny because like a lot of my family members and just obviously friends, they're all very musical. They can pick up a guitar, they create their own songs, they do all this stuff, and I'm so impressed by it. And they make it look so easy. And the first song I did was like "Kiss the Girl" from The Little Mermaid. And I had never sang and played an instrument at the same time, and that shit fucked my mind up.
Really?
It was so hard. It was so hard to do. And I was like, like I like had fucking like Tourette's trying to figure it out. And I was like, I don't think I've ever done anything so difficult in my entire life. This is why people start their kids on instruments at a very young age.
I'm so annoyed. It's
crazy. It's so difficult. So when I see people play, I'm just like, I just admire the ever-loving shit out of you because it's so hard. It's so hard to do. But it's fun. And like I said,
grew up in the music industry, and my dad I always wanted to play guitar. And my dad said to me, your hands are too small. You'll fucking suck. There's no point. Always.
That's why you get the ukulele. Because I tried. I had a girlfriend of mine whose dad was very, very good at guitar in high school. And he was like, you sing. Like, you should get on the guitar. And he tried to teach me. I was like, my hands don't even fit around the neck of this thing. Like, you can't do it. Like, I found it very difficult.
Baby hands.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know if I can make this happen. Like, it didn't work. Oh, your hands are even smaller than mine.
They're like, I have little child hands.
Like, but the ukulele, you could do.
It's going to be so hard, but I really think I will try someday. PC says Monroe played one on Some Like It Hot. Okay, I'm just gonna have to take your word for it. Fars
Sure.
Muthana says, Shannon, what's your fave Beach Boys song? I love the Beach Boys.
Don't worry, baby.
It's really
cute.
I
cry when I hear it. Oh, it brings me to tears every time.
No way. You think that's what they were intending?
No. I just have a personal attachment to it from a family member that had passed away from like cancer a long time ago. And it just, whenever I hear that song, and like Surfer Girl too, when I hear those two, I just bawl. But it's good. It's happy tears. It's good stuff. Those are my favorites.
The songs that make you that connected to somebody or something are so powerful. I mean, I have a few of those too, and it's like, damn, you can't describe it. You just can't. Jet, what did he say?
He's outside coughing. You heard that? Damn, just go Mike. All right.
Jess Kuo says, I've been going back and watching all your interviews you've done. I really like your conversational interview style and the questions you ask to further it along. I'll be watching more regularly now. Good luck in the IG and Star Wars tournament. It's very sweet. What a comment. I don't know whether it's to me, to you, maybe a combo of things.
For you. You're a great interviewer.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Well, you guys ask amazing questions in the chat, so it makes my job easy. PC says, Hannah was dead weight for the den. We love you, Barney, outside of the MTS, that is. Ooh. Oh. Gingerbread says, I saw that photo of Shannon holding the belt, and it's such a professional-looking photo. It made me decide to watch the Schmoedown. Sorry if this was already answered, but did Christian decide if managers can get posters too? Did you hear about this debacle?
I saw with you and but I don't know the details of it. But I saw the poster that they did post with you and Dagnino on the back.
I wrote a very lengthy email to Christian about why managers that are doing live events should be on a poster.
Okay.
We are part of the selling team. Like, we are supposed to be posting this on our Twitter and on our Instagram, and we're supposed to be getting people to buy tickets.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a hard time doing that when my face isn't on the poster. A poster doesn't need to be on the whatever, just a poster. I also think that we're putting so much time and effort into this. We don't make what the players make. And right now, arguably, especially during like quarantine, but we are putting so many hours in.
Yeah.
And I've been with them for 7 years. So I thought I deserved to be on a poster. And
that's fair.
The fans ripped me to fucking shreds. Shreds. It was bad. Really bad.
Oh my God.
Because Christian said to everybody, just so you guys know, Roxy emailed me and asked to be on a poster. So I made her a poster.
Way to blow, Harloff. Way to blow.
And I was like, man. And he was just saying what happened, and it was true. That is what happened. What is he doing? What is it?
He's pelvic thrusting.
But it was really bad.
Show your ass. Go ahead. Do it. Do your thing.
What's happening now? Those shorts are very tight. I can't watch. So anyway, that's what this is about. The decision was made at that time. Who knows now, as we're no longer doing live events.
He just licked his. You can't see him. He's going and slapping all of y'all's asses.
That's what that was.
Today, that Mike Pawlowski.
There's shit on the floor.
Indy shit on the floor. Pay attention to your son. You're a stay-at-home dad. You have one fucking job.
Oh my God.
I'm the one keeping his roof over our head right now. Jesus Christ.
Mike is unbelievable. Mike is so great. So TBD on the decision on if we get to be on posters, but I don't know
about the poster thing is interesting. I don't have a strong opinion on it.
It was like I had asked for something that was the most egregious thing that had ever happened.
I saw the poster and I didn't mind it. I was like, okay, this is fine.
But I didn't ask to be bigger than the players.
Right. Like I was gonna say, if you're gonna put them in there, put me in the corner. Put me in the corner. Yeah.
I just want to be in the little corner. I just need to be on there so people know when I'm pushing an event that I'm gonna be at the event.
Exactly.
Just not.
I'm okay with not being on it, and I'm okay with being on it. If it's a flattering photograph, I'm fine with that too. Are you fucking kidding me?
What is it?
You're disgusting. Get out of here.
What is it?
Indy's shit.
Oh.
Mike literally will put shit in a bag and like toss it at me.
Oh my God, that made me feel like legit sick.
I wake up at 4:45 to keep this bitch fed, and he throws dog shit in my face.
Wait, Shannon, I'm looking at this. We have so many more questions. Are you okay to stick around? All right, we got. Oh my God, you guys are killing it right now. Gingerbread said, "No. Give me that Chan Chin. I don't know what that is. Said, hey Shannon, what are some of
fucking kids water?
what? Okay. Hey Shannon, what are some of your favorite movies and what genre film roles would you like to act in? Thanks.
I'll watch anything. I'm not picky about movies. I'm not invested in movies. I watch them once and I'm like, that was a great movie, and I'm fine never seeing it again. I like dumb shit. Grandma's Boy is one of my favorite movies ever. Wedding Crowd. I like comedy.
Dick and Jane.
We watched Fun with Dick and Jane the other night. It was just so dumb.
He doesn't even know the question that was asked. He just starts shouting Dick and Jane.
Whatever can make me laugh. I just want to laugh and enjoy myself. But like I watched 1917 and I was fully invested in that. I thought it was incredible.
Amazing.
So I don't think I took a breath. I was just like on pins and needles the whole time, just like, waiting for something to happen. It was so well done. A League of Their Own.
I love that movie.
Now and Then. I
love that movie too. Oh yeah, speaking my language 100%.
Yeah, and if I could act in, oh, you're being sweet now. Did you just like inhale dog shit and put it on my face?
Shit in a bag, Barney 2020.
Shit in a bag.
Mike is such a bro.
I would act. Right. I'm gonna have to mute my mic. Mike just cannot stay away from you guys. Looking at me, so desperate to be here. Come here.
It's so good.
Hi. Look at this. Look at this.
It's cute. It's a cute face. It's a cute one.
He's very cute. It's what he wants to be. He's my Sour Patch Kid. Sour, sweet, and gone.
What are the? Oh my God! What are the genre movies? What did you say that you wanted to do?
I would act.
What is that? Money?
It's money.
Oh, this is good. Well, look at you earning tips. Look at you. Yes, this is
that's my birthday money. He was supposed to deposit it for me, then write me a check. Because I don't have a regular bank. I have USAA, and they don't have standard banks outside of like San Antonio, Texas, and a couple like military installations. So whenever I get cash, I have to give it to Mike because he has Bank of America right down the street, and then he'll write me a check. I wish Mike was drunk. This is Mike totally sober coming down Rosamund's Pike.
Mike turned face. He's like hitting her with poop and money. What part of that is face?
Mike is making it rain on me. I don't know if that's really face behavior.
Okay, more questions. Glenn says, thanks for giving us an awesome show, Roxy and Shannon. This was fun. 2 thumbs up. Y'all are the best. Love you both. Glad the MTS season is starting up again. I'm interested to see how things unfold. Hopefully your faction will both beat out the FE. Is that what we call the Finstock?
That's a dirty word in this house. The FE.
Not a good word. Glenn also said, here's my question. This may or may not be an easy choice for you, Shannon, but if you could pick any superpower or special ability, what would it be?
Teleportation.
That's mine.
Is it?
Yeah, always.
I would love it.
Teleportation is the way.
Never have to
understand.
Never have to pay for a plane ticket. Wherever I need to be, I can be there instantly.
I know. It's the move. I want it so bad, but we don't have it yet.
Teleportation hands down.
James 72. Sorry, I'm an a COVID-19 decontamination person. Blow me off. WTF. Just wanted to say appreciated your field corruption. Wait, what?
No, we were trying to figure out what decon meant. We didn't know where you were in your previous.
Oh, he thinks that we're blowing him off?
No, we weren't blowing you off, dude.
Blow me off, WTF? Wait, I'm a COVID-19 decontamination person. Blow me off, WTF? Corruption. I'm confused, friend. I'm very confused, but thank you for everything you're doing.
I don't think I'm confused. I'm not confused. I think you posted something earlier, and we were asking if you could clarify what you were doing.
Well, who's he saying?
And now you did.
Who's he saying? Blow me off. WTF to us?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to blow you off.
Wait. What does blow me off mean? It means we blew him off.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Wait. Jake says that I missed a super chat from him earlier when he clarified it. Did I?
Oh, did
And
you?
I did blow him off. I'm scrolling. It's fucking hard to see in all these places, guys. Also, I'm blind as a bat, so always just remind me.
Stop moving around. Shut up. He pissed in here too, babe.
Where?
On the floor.
Did you not take them out walking this morning?
Yes, I did.
I don't think so.
Yes, I did.
Oh my God, I can't handle any of this. Let me see and make sure that I don't see what the other one that he's talking about. But let me see if there's anything else in here that I have to get to for Shannon. Super chat is shit on disappearing. I know.
I think he just.
What is happening on your end? What is happening right now?
Mike's dog is not.
What?
Mike's dog is not necessarily potty trained, but he's a fucking teacup. He's he's in trouble.
Bad.
I'm gonna mute this mic. We'll be right back.
What happened?
What is this?
No,
What is this?
he's got a little tiny
on the floor.
Where?
He had pooped on the floor earlier, but we took him out. But he anxiety pees, and he also just pees whenever he wants if he's not getting attention because he's not very well potty trained. And we have real hardwood floors, so it really fucks up our flooring when he pees everywhere. So.
Also, you fancy, huh?
Bad.
Hardwood floors, baby.
Yeah,
I just found his super chat before. It said F James 72. It's for decontamination.
Shit.
Go ahead.
It's for decontaminations for COVID-19 confirmed cases, and it makes employees more comfortable knowing their company is decontaminating the workplace.
It's not even making anyone more comfortable. It's absolutely necessary. Like your job is arguably more important than mine because you're taking care of the source. So yeah, that's not blowing you off at all, man. I wouldn't do it and I couldn't do it. So thank you for keeping us safe because you are actually the front line. I'm just here giving people methadone.
Not blowing anybody off.
No,
and
of course not.
We have another. I think this is probably all the time we have for one more Streamlabs. So I'm going to get to this one. Glenn Caesar said, "Oh, he loves asking food-related questions to our guests." So
I love food. Let's do this.
4 food-related questions. The first one being, "What's your favorite meal to have when you're feeling down?"
When I'm feeling down?
Yeah.
Probably some variation of mac and cheese, but I also eat that when I'm happy. So
all the time food.
All the time.
Number 2, favorite breakfast food?
I am an all-American breakfast eater. I have very strong opinions about breakfast because this man that I live with is very much into dessert foods for breakfast, like pancakes and waffles and French toast.
Now what is on? He said you don't think that that's breakfast.
It's dessert. It's fucking dessert. I am eggs, bacon, toast, hash browns, or breakfast potatoes, and that's what I like. I eat 2 hard-boiled eggs every single morning for breakfast at work. And then I'll throw in a fruit or something else.
You make them at work?
Well, I prep them for the week ahead. So every Sunday, like when I get out, I'll go and I'll make my eggs for the week and I'll hard boil them and get them ready for work. Just because they're easy and they're nutritious. And I'm like, if my coworkers bring in a box of donuts and the first thing that I put into my system were eggs, then I feel better about eating my donut.
I feel very similarly. It's like when you eat cake and then you have broccoli. It just makes you feel better about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The next part is favorite dessert while we're on desserts.
Cheesecake. I love regular New York style cheesecake with the strawberry glaze or the white chocolate raspberry cheesecake I'm a big fan of.
Good one.
Cheesecake.
And the 4th part is your favorite late night snack.
Oh, favorite late night snack. I don't have late nights anymore. I don't know what that's like. My favorite. How about my favorite snack? Favorite snack. I'll do popcorn. I am a popcorn fucking addict.
You ever put chocolate on it?
No, but here's how I like chocolate. Although, you know what? What's the Popcornopolis? There's zebra popcorn. Have you ever had it? It's like white chocolate and chocolate drizzle. Oh,
no, I will make popcorn and then I will put chocolate chips in it and shake it all up. It like melts into it. It's so good.
Ooh, see, if I wanna have like candied popcorn, I'll do popcorn with hot tamales. It sounds weird.
Do they melt?
Yeah, a little bit. They get a little soft. They don't melt. It won't coat it. but they'll get a little soft. And if you grab a handful of that, so good. But the best popcorn, I have an air popper at home, and I'll have popcorn for dinner probably 3 nights a week because I'm just disgusting. I really miss movie theater popcorn. Anyone else? I'm like,
yeah, I do, but you have it for dinner. I'll have it after dinner. You have it as a meal?
Oh, see, I'll have it as a meal. I'll pop an entire thing of popcorn and I'll just eat it myself. But the way to do popcorn, if you're into spicy food, you do salt, butter, and cayenne pepper. And it's the best damn popcorn in the world, and that's how I like it.
That sounds pretty good, actually.
So
Jig Yoda wants you to know that you have beautiful eyes.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Earlier, we're complimenting your teeth too and your hair. So basically, people just think I agree with that.
Thank you.
Guys, we are getting out of here now, but Shannon, where can everybody keep up with you? I know that you're active in the Schmoedown Facebook group and that your social media handle is right. Look, it looks like I could almost touch it if I just kept going. It's just not how it works. Right there.
Close enough.
What do you got going on? Where can they find you? Where can they follow you?
Nothing going on, guys. I just post a lot of dumb shit on Instagram and Twitter. Oh my Barney, you're welcome to follow me. I don't stream. I don't have any fun outlets to play with, but I throw some Instagram pictures up there. I like to get on Twitter and fuck with people. So that's where you can follow me. I'd love to have you. That's pretty much it. Oh, Roxy, you froze on me.
I froze at the end of the stream?
There you are. Wait, now you're back. Yeah, you did.
No way. I heard everything you said. I was trying to touch fingers with you, but you wouldn't do it. Wait, try. Hold on.
Hold on.
So
Get up here.
Well, this is the time of day where I start to get fucking weird. Shannon, thank you for coming on. Round of applause, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Rock. Just a little bit of housekeeping, letting you guys know upcoming guests that we have on the show. Tomorrow, Maud Garrett is joining us. Be excited to catch up with her. I haven't talked to her in a minute. On Tuesday, Alex Marzonia, Chips himself, is coming on. He dropped a new song.
Did you guys hear his song? It's so good. It's so good. I need to actually like shout out to him and let him know that I listened to it. But it was so good. He's amazing.
Really good. He's really good. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. And then on Wednesday, Alex and Molly Damon are both going to be joining the stream. And then on Thursday, Ben Goddard will be on. So we'll definitely he'll hear that intro music and we'll see what he has to say about.
I'm so intrigued by Molly Damon.
Yes, she is intriguing.
She doesn't know who I am, but I'm like obsessed with her. I'm like everything she does. I'm like, oh my god, you're so beautiful.
Definitely
so
knows
cool.
who you are.
What are you? What are you?
Yeah, I know. Oh. I talked to her. I was like, come on, babe.
I saw her in Starbucks at the Spectacular, and I was like, you're Molly, right? Hi.
She's so cool. She's so cool. But I pitched her really hard, and she said to me, she was like, so Alex and I spoke, and like as a married couple decided that we shouldn't be on the same team. So I was like, what am I going to do?
Yeah, you can't do anything about that.
No, that's wrong. The decision you guys made as husband and wife is incorrect. Listen to me. I was like, word. Cool. Sounds good. Catch you on the flip side. But she's a beast. I think she's going to do very well in this tournament.
I think she will too. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into Live with Roxy. We'll see you tomorrow. Again, big shout out to Shannon for joining us today. And until tomorrow, try to stay sane.
Yes.
It's a weird one. We're starting a new week and we're just doing the best we can. So
one day at a time, people. One day at a time.
Good way of putting it. Bye, guys.
Love you all. Bye.